Hello and welcome into the Hogs Happy Hour here on Four Star Sports Media Network. I'm your host Blake, and today I'm joined by baby Jason. Let's see if he's out there. And,
Yeah, I'm out here.
all right,
You had me on mute.
yeah, I know. I'm good with that mute button, but yeah. So, glad everyone out there watching us on X and YouTube. We are presented by SeatGeek, and if you're ready for the big game, score a touchdown with your ticket purchase and use promo code Four Star Sports Media on SeatGeek to get $20 off your first order. Don't miss out on the action. Grab your tickets today and save. And we are also glad to be presented by Athletic Brewing Company. Since its humble beginnings in 2017, Athletic Brewing has transformed from a niche idea into a leader in the non-alcoholic beer space. They now hold a fifth of the market, a remarkable feat for a brand that started as an underdog. So anytime you're out in the store, be sure to check out Athletic Brewing Company. So, all right, Jason, how's it going?
Oh, it's going good. Enjoying this good weather that we have.
Yeah, my allergies are not enjoying this weather. So,
Just
but
trying to make it last till
yeah,
basketball season.
yeah, yeah. My allergies are kicking my tail right now. But hog football is back on TV. It's talking season is no more. We are talking about games now, and the Hogs opened the season up this past Saturday with a 52-7 win over Alabama A&M. Before we get started in this, I'll go over some stats real quick. Taylor Green had a phenomenal game. He was 24 of 31 for 322 yards, six touchdowns. He did get sacked twice, but as Sam Pittman said, that was more on the running backs, not pass protecting more than it was on the offensive line. And the rushing department, if you listen to the preseason hype, Mike Washington showed up. He had 9 carries for 79 yards. No rushing touchdowns, but he did have a receiving touchdown, average 8.8 yards a carry. And then Taylor Green was the second leading rusher with 57 yards. And then Braylon Russell with 44. So, like we said last week, we think our running attack will be, the breadwinner of this offense. And then receiving wise, we was wondering who would show up. Well, I think all of them they did pretty well, but the main show was Omega Blake. He was targeted 8 times with 7 receptions, 121 yards, and 1 touchdown. C.J. Brown added 2 touchdowns. Jalen Brown had a touchdown. Raylan Sharp had a touchdown. Mike Washington had that receiving touchdown. And then the ultimate tight end, Andreas Pasky, had a touchdown as well. So, it seems Taylor was kind of spreading the ball out just a little bit more than last year. Last year, he kind of locked in, didn't really go through his progressions as well as we would liked him to. So it was good. It was good to see him out there making great decisions. He started running out of bounds like the first drive, and then after that he started absorbing some contact. So I did not like seeing that, but I think it was a great first showing, first game for Taylor Green. He went out there against a far less talented defense and kind of did what he had to do. So, what's your thoughts on the offense?
I think the offense is kind of where we expected it to be over the course of the offseason. Obviously, Bobby Petrino trusts Taylor Green a lot more this season. Um, as with a quarterback in the second year under Bobby Petrino, we should be seeing great strides and improvement. Uh,
Hey, all right, there we go. We got special guest this week, Brad
Can you
Sheeran.
look
Am I
at me?
saying?
Make sure I'm turned up.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right.
I hear you now.
All right. We have a special guest this week, Brad Sheeran. I hope I'm saying that right. Is joining us this week on the show. So,
All right, that's
glad,
right. Yep.
yeah. So glad to see you. So what did you think of the game, the Arkansas game this past weekend?
I thought they played a clean game. From what I got to see, it seemed like very little. I think there were like 3 penalties.
Yeah,
So for the first game of the year, I thought that was all you could ask for, really.
yeah, yeah. We just started talking about the offense. Now, after the first drive, people were texting me like, "All right, let's see what this defense has." And Alabama A&M just drove it down the field, tied the game up, and we was like, "Oh boy." So, what's your thoughts on the defense?
The first game of the year, it seemed like they probably had some communication problems. I feel like, for the most part, you know, if you take away that first touchdown that Alabama A&M scored, or
Hmm.
the only one they scored, yeah, I don't think it was as bad as I would have thought. But that kind of give you a bad taste in your mouth watching them drive down the field like that and just scoring. But I think they'll get cleaned up.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm just real worried about that defensive line, but that was a question mark coming into the season, so it's nothing new. It's not a new worry to me. It's all about you're just going to outscore people, maybe 55-52 type games. So
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, obviously our losses over the offseason, we knew that the position group that we thought would need the more improvement would be the defensive line, just because the loss of the players we had. Obviously, going into the draft, got drafted. Um, be interesting to see how they continue to grow as these next stretch of games is not an easy stretch.
yeah, oh yeah. All right, well, Brad, since we got you on the show, how about you tell us about your journey from because you did play both at Arkansas and Arkansas State, so just kind of tell us a little bit about your journey.
Yep. So yeah, like I said, I'm from Jonesboro, Arkansas. So if you're from Arkansas, you know kind of what it's like. You grew up a Hog fan.
Yeah.
My dad played college football. My grandpa did. So that was kind of what I wanted to do. So again, in high school, got recruited some by some smaller schools. Um, had a few small offers, but wanted to go to Arkansas, and so ended up walking on there. I got there in 2011 was my freshman year, and Bobby Petrino was the head coach, and so his staff is who kind of recruited me. Played linebacker and fullback, and went to Arkansas my freshman year. Got to play a little bit on special teams. That was kind of my only way, that was my fastest way to the field. So I gotten to play in some games, which was really like a dream come true. Um, Ended up having some concussions. So during the season, I had a few, and then going into spring ball the next year, going into the 2012 season, like I had my fifth one in like 2 years. And so the trainer talked to me one day and said, "Hey, we just think it's time for you to medically retire. Um, you can still stay on the team, be like a student coach." So I did that for that fall of 2012. But I still wanted to play. I didn't really want to quit playing. So went over to Jonesboro, talked to the coaches then, which at the time was Gus Malzahn. And he was like, "Yeah, if you want to come over here and play, that's fine. We'll get some doctors to look at you and see if you're okay." And so I did that. They cleared me to play there, so I decided to transfer. And then Malzahn left pretty quick. I guess he went to where Auburn, wherever he went.
Yeah.
And then Brian Harson came in, and Harson was kind of the staff that I was with when I was there. Had to sit out my junior year, so I didn't get to play that year. We went to a bowl that next year, or that January, the GoDaddy Bowl, and got to play in that one. And then going into my senior year, we got a new coaching staff, Blake Anderson and his team. Um, and I wasn't going to be on scholarship, and it was kind of I was a little bit burned out just with all the coaching changes and things, and so I ended up not playing went through spring ball and ended up not playing my senior fall. But anyway, so yeah, grew up in Jonesboro, so kind of got to see ASU a lot, got to see Arkansas a lot, um, and it was cool to see get to play for both programs.
Yeah. There's not too many people can say that they play for both of the top programs in the state. Now at Arkansas, I'm trying to think. Was you there when Seth Oxner was there? Do you remember?
So I think, was a little bit older than me.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
Yeah,
I missed
I
him.
know
I
you.
missed him barely.
Yeah, but I say because he's Jason. I think Jason graduated 2 years before him or something from high. He's from our area down here in southeast Arkansas. So,
That's cool.
uh, but all right. What was your favorite? Let's say favorite road game for both Arkansas and Arkansas State. Like something you just remember very well.
So at Arkansas, it probably so I got to play against A&M in the in Cowboy Stadium, like in the Southwest Classic,
Hmm.
and that was the first game I got to get into. I was like on the 2 deep for kickoff team, and the guy in front of me got hurt, and so I went in and got to play, and that was pretty cool. That was just getting to see the big screen in Cowboy Stadium, and then the fans, and um, that was that really stands out. And the Arkansas State, the only road game I got to play in was the bowl. So, but
Yeah.
that was cool though. We won on the last second. We blocked a field goal
Hmm.
like the last seconds, and that was a lot of fun to be a part of. And we had an interim head coach at the time, and it was just a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I got family that lives up. Well, they live in Caraway, which ain't too. It's not too far from Jonesboro.
Yes,
So I
sir.
visit. I visit up there quite often. So all right, Jason, you have any questions for
Oh,
Brad?
yeah. Yeah. I mean, what can you speak of the difference in competition between playing in the SEC versus playing for Arkansas State?
You know, thinking back when I was playing, the caliber of athletes I think were similar. Unlike, well, excuse me, I think the size of athletes were similar, but just the speed was the biggest thing that I noticed the difference in. And offensive, the linemen I think were bigger in the SEC, obviously, but I just remember the speed being so much different. Not that Arkansas State it wasn't slow or anything, but there's something about SEC. Everybody's fast, everybody's physical. Um, I mean, we had guys on our team in Arkansas that didn't even start. Started running fourth quarters and stuff. So it was just very. You know, that's what I would say. Very
Hmm.
fast.
Yeah.
Okay. What can you speak of playing? Obviously you played with Petrino, but you also played for other former SEC coaches with Malzahn and Hart or
Harson.
Harson. Yeah. um, um, was there like a huge coaching difference between all those coaches?
You know, Petrino was not a players. He's not a players coach, and he would probably admit that. But he's very very respectable in just how he coaches. Um, I liked him a lot. I mean, he got on me pretty hard several times, but at the same time, I knew that he knew what he was talking about. I knew the level of um, expectation that he had, and that he was willing to fight for that. Where other coaches, and I think Hartman was similar, but I think Petrino just had that extra gear of like, we're going to do it this way, and if it's not done that way, you're not going to play, or you're not going to be a part of it. Um, and so and I think I've heard Petrino has like a photographic memory, so he can like see a defense and just memorize what coverage they're in and stuff, and that just sets him apart in so many ways.
Now,
Uh,
just a fun question here. If Pittman was to leave, could you ever see Malzahn coming here as a head coach?
Good question. I don't know. I mean, I think he's from Springdale. It would make sense on
mhm.
paper. I just don't know if he necessarily wants to. I mean, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he's enjoying his OC role at Florida State and whooping Alabama's ass.
No, yeah, he's doing a good job.
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, we play for both Arkansas State. We're from Arkansas. So, what are your thoughts on this game finally happening and what might be the last Razorback game at War Memorial Stadium?
Yeah, before my life, last night that when I was playing, when I was at ASU, if we would have gotten to play Arkansas, that would have been really really cool. Looking back, just because if you're from unless you live in the state, you don't understand it exactly, but um, just to have that in-state rivalry, because people talk about it all the time. I mean, growing up, I had friends that constantly compared ASU to Arkansas, and so I think it'll be really really cool to watch. I got my family's going to go, so we're excited to go down there Saturday, but for it to be the last game in Little Rock too, I think makes it more special. But I
Mhm.
don't know. Yeah, I think it'll be awesome. Obviously, Arkansas, it's the classic. Arkansas's got it all to lose. ASU's got everything to gain. Um, but I just think for the in-state passion, it's pretty cool. It's cool to see.
Now,
Yeah.
if this was a permanent game on our schedule, would you be okay with that to keep it at War Memorial Stadium and have it every year, Arkansas versus Arkansas State?
I think selfishly, I would like that, but I understand how Arkansas has nothing to gain in Little Rock.
Yeah.
So I know financially and all the attendance and recruiting, and it makes more sense to be in Fayetteville.
Mhm.
But just from a fan standpoint, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like Pittman said, I think it was SEC Media Days. He's like, I want to play him in Fayetteville. He don't want to play him in Little Rock, but he's just
Yep.
doing kind of what he's told right now. I'm excited this game's finally happening, but uh, to me, it's kind of lost its luster a little bit. Like if Arkansas would have played them in 2013, 2014, 2015. Arkansas State might have whooped up on Arkansas.
That's not far from the truth.
Mm-mm. All right. All right. So Arkansas State, Arkansas. So what do you think is going to happen this weekend?
I think Arkansas will take care of business. I think they'll win. But I hope they come out ready to play. I hope they don't come out flat or which I don't think they will. But at the same time, you just never know. I hope they are ready to play, and I think Arkansas State will be. I think that staff will have them ready to go, and this is their. Uh, I bet they've been preparing for this since
Hmm.
last December, getting ready for it. So I feel like it'll be a good game. I don't necessarily think it'll be a blowout or anything. Um, I think ASU will fight hard, but I think ultimately, I think Arkansas will. I think they'll win the game.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your thoughts on it, Jason?
Oh, well, I mean, to me, I still feel like this team is Jekyll and Hyde. We're either good or we're bad. Depends on which team shows up. I
Hmm.
mean, it's a 4 o'clock game, so it's kind of an oddball time to game.
Yep.
Um, but luckily, the weather has been pretty great. Uh, Unlike past years, it's been kickoff at War Memorial where it's 110 degrees.
Yeah.
But if we come out and play like we should win no problem. As far as the 21 point spread that was it earlier in the week, I think that's a little too much.
Yeah.
Um, but I could still see Arkansas, pulling up maybe a 10 or 13 point win. Um, if we lose, though, do you put this loss as a Citadel loss caliber?
No. 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 It's not that bad. I mean, it
Yeah.
is. I mean, it is bad. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's the Citadel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but thinking about it, I mean, when I think of War Memorial, I think of Miracle on Markham. I think of, plays like that, and to see that maybe go away. I mean, I don't go to the Little Rock games, or I don't go to every Little Rock game. I think the last one me and Jason went to was 2 years ago, where they ran out of water, and that was that was brutal. It
Yeah.
was no fun. Throughout the years, the game experience has not been the best. But I mean, it is kind of, think about it. It's kind of sad to see it maybe possibly disappear.
Yeah.
Obviously, like you and I have been saying for years, that they need to kind of get away from it.
Yeah, yeah, they do. I mean, they're losing money, and back in they've changed the rule up a little bit, but recruits can come to the game now. It
I
used to
know,
be
I know, but
recruits can't come.
how are you going to wow them with War Memorial Stadium?
I know.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, by playing, West Georgia and teams
Yeah.
like that. I mean, at least it's an in-state team. It's I've heard I heard it's a sellout. Um, so I hope it's packed. I really do. You know, so
Well,
I'm excited
do,
for it.
do you think there'll be more A-State fans there than Arkansas?
Nah, maybe 11, maybe 11,000, 15,000. Because how many fans can fit in a state stadium?
I think it's around 30 something.
Yeah, yeah, and it's never. I mean, no offense to them, it's never full. I
No,
mean,
they don't pack
so
them.
Yeah, but this is a special circumstance
yeah,
kind of game.
yeah,
Which,
yeah,
and I'd heard it a few months ago when the tickets first went on sale. ASU had promised to buy so many tickets, and then for a while there, they were struggling to sell tickets. So it's like,
yeah.
who knows? I mean, I don't know why that is, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I know on SeatGeek StubHub. Someone told me it's over $100 right now for a ticket. So I think the weather has changed people's mind on going, but looking at the forecast, it might be raining this weekend up in Little Rock. So
Yeah,
I don't know. And so some people may decide not to go last minute, but I think it'll be a packed. Like I said, probably about 10,000 A-State fans, but. They're both wearing color red, so it's going to be hard to distinguish
Well,
distinguish the two.
I saw where Arkansas State, they want their fans to wear black. That's
Oh,
okay,
well,
okay.
for red, black, it'd still be for me being colorblind. It'd be kind of hard to distinguish those two. But all right, Brad? What's your thoughts on the Razorback season? We'll lead out
Yeah,
of here with that.
yeah. I'm excited about it. I think I personally I like Pittman a lot. I think he to stay this year needs to win at least 7 games, if not 8. He might scrape by, winning 6, but
Yeah,
I feel like this year with Petrino being in his second year, I think Petrino will upset some people. The offense will compensate for what defense is lacking,
yeah,
and so I really feel like this year, I wouldn't be surprised if we won 8 games, but at the same time, if we win 4, that could happen too. So
yeah, yeah.
it's
It's
a hard
a
thing.
thin line.
Mhm.
Especially next week you got Ole Miss at night at Ole Miss, and then you got at Memphis. I mean, those are two tough stretch. Memphis.
we followed up with Fighting
Yeah,
Irish.
yeah, and then it gets tough. Yeah. Are you so you going to game this weekend? Are you going next weekend to the Memphis game or?
Yep. So we'll go to this one. We're going to go to the Alabama A&M game. My
Yeah,
little boy got sick, so we couldn't go to that one.
yeah, yeah.
And then we'll go to next weekend. We're going to go to Arkansas State, and Iowa State. Actually,
Okay, yeah.
I got some friends there. We want to go see, and then we'll go to Memphis game, and then if things work out, we'll go to the Notre Dame game. But that'll be
Yeah,
probably all the games I go. Well, and then my in-laws are in Fayetteville, so we'll probably go to the Missouri game
yeah.
during Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
So
always
that'll
a
be
good
the
one.
extent of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jonathan told me to ask you a question, so I don't know what this answer is going to be, but he told me to ask you about Justin Tucker and talk about what he thinks about Justin Tucker from two years ago.
Justin Tucker. Um,
I'm sure it has to do with fantasy football. I'm sure.
like the okay.
Yeah.
He took him. Me and Jonathan in the same league, so he
Hmm.
took him early in the draft, and we were really surprised. Jonathan in fantasy football is like he's very unorthodox, but he's won our league several times. So
Yeah.
like 2 years ago, he took like Fryermuth, the tight end for the Steelers or whatever, like the
Hmm.
second round. We were like, why are you, and he ended up, it was a great pick.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a funny, he does things a different way, but it's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah. He is a funny guy. Let me tell you, especially when we get on these lives, and oh yeah, he's wonderful. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
He's funny, and he said one time he said, they got those late 11 o'clock kickoffs. Because I don't know why he thought 11 a.m. was a late kickoff, but that's what he said.
That's funny.
Yeah, Brad, we appreciate the conversation we've had. And hopefully, this weekend, hopefully you go out and I'm sure you root for the Razorbacks, but the Red Wolves win. I'm sure you won't be too upset at that either.
Well, we'll see. No,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
appreciate it. Yeah. No, I
yeah.
appreciate you having me. I feel honored.
Yes, yes, sir. All right. All right. Anyway, that's Brad Sheeran again, former Razorback and Red. I guess Red Wolves. They weren't Indians back then. I don't think, but
No, they
yeah.
changed all.
But appreciate you joining the show tonight.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank
All
y'all.
right, yes, sir.
Talk
Thank
to y'all
you.
later.
All right. Anyways, that was former A State and Razorback player Brad Sheeran. Appreciate him joining the show. Anyways, appreciate everyone out there listening and watching out there on YouTube and X. I want to mention we have two new sponsors. We're now sponsored by Fanatics and Southwest Airlines. So there's QR codes on the Four Star Sports Media website and Facebook page. So scan those and get some deals along with SeatGeek and Athletic Brewing Company. So, all right. Any last words, Jason?
No. Like I said, this is we're either going to be extremely happy or we're going to be just ready to fire Pittman after the
Yeah.
beginning of the season,
Yeah.
after the game Saturday. So, be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first time they played since what, late '80s
Mm-hmm.
against each other.
Like
Uh,
Arkansas State.
yeah,
No, they've never played.
because I thought I saw something where they played like,
No. Well.
oh, I mean,
Mm-mm.
as old as I am, but uh, I mean, the whole state seems to kind of want to see
Yeah.
this matchup.
Yeah.
Props to university for making it happen. If you noticed, in all sports, they've been including the smaller in-state schools uh, in
Mhm.
their competition in basketball and baseball. Baseball playing UCA, basketball they're playing. Uh, did they play Euler?
UAPB, UCA.
Yeah,
Uh, so
but
yeah.
it is kind of nice to see
Mhm.
them play in state competition.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's the top in-state school. It's
Yeah,
not. They're not playing Arkansas Tech, UAM. UCA.
yeah.
It's the other D1, the top D1
Hmm.
school in the state. Which looking at the roster, they don't have very many. People think, well, if you can't make it at Arkansas, you just go to Arkansas State and play like in-state. That's not really the case. They only
Oh
have, I
no.
think, I counted 11 Arkansas players.
Yeah,
So
that transfer portal I think makes a difference in that.
yeah, but
Essentially they can go out there and handpick who they want.
yeah,
Uh,
but
but I'm excited. but it may, I'm not going.
Yeah,
Debated it, but decided against it.
yeah,
Over the years, I haven't become a fan of Little Rock games.
yeah.
I mean, me and
Even
you grew. I mean, we grew up in Southeast Arkansas, where it's
yeah,
closer to go to a Little
yeah.
Rock game.
And even I don't know if it's because we were kids, but even back in the day, I don't think it was as bad of an atmosphere as it is now.
No, well, back then they would play either Ole Miss or LSU. So I
Hmm.
mean, and they would play a
Yeah,
non-conference game there as
yeah,
well. But the
hmm,
competition for those two games were good games, whereas
yeah,
lately that's hasn't been any great competition at
yeah.
War Memorial.
The draw of it, used to be Black Friday. All the
Hmm.
wives go shopping. All the dads and husbands they go to the football game
Well, yeah,
because
I
it was
mean,
always
was
at 2:30.
was McCain Mall was like right down the road from there.
Hmm. So back in the day, and you played LSU, and sometimes,
Hmm.
maybe I think it was two or three times it was for the SEC West.
Hmm.
So it was a huge game. There's a couple times, it's a top 10 ranked matchup. So it was that was the draw, and then they got away from it. Then it was just, then it was Ole Miss, and then
Hmm.
I think we played Mizzou there one year,
Well,
and then I
honestly, though, that's not much different than where Mizzou plays now. So,
yeah, yeah, it's not. In fact, Mizzou's they're doing renovations, so it's even less. But the draw of the FCS opponents is not. It's not selling tickets. I mean, we
hmm.
we went. We went. It was the opening game a couple years ago when me and you went, and it wasn't packed. We
No.
could, we could spread out, and lean back, and you
Hmm.
know, had a whole bunch of room until it got to concession stand time. They were out of water, but yeah, that was no fun. But it's time for them to. Like, I think it was Sam Pittman. He brought it up. Playing at War Memorial had a purpose, and now that purpose is no more.
Hmm.
Because
Well, yeah,
no lights
especially
at
our conference schedule's changing up. I mean, we're adding more
yeah.
conference games.
Mhm. Yep.
And obviously, if you're going to show recruits, you want to show them Donald W. Reynolds Razorback
Yeah.
Stadium, not War
Yeah.
Memorial Stadium.
Yeah. You don't want to show them the dump, I guess.
Well, you don't want to show where the high school playoffs are or championship
Yeah.
games are.
Oh yeah.
Because so
Hmm.
they're going from high school to college, and you
Yep.
want to show them the absolute, you know,
Yep. And
best
especially
facilities that you can have.
if they're coming from Texas, they play at better stadiums than
Oh
what
yeah.
Little Rock has. But yeah, it's time. I mean, it's time to leave, but that's going to be up to the governor. It's not up to any athletic director, so it's going to be up to her, whatever she wants to do. So we'll just whatever she agrees to and move on. But I do want to mention today. I know a lot of Memphis fans are not happy because we had to drop the Memphis game for next year because of the 9-game SEC schedule, but we will play them in 2030. So it's now that 2030 schedule is looking pretty nasty. You got Texas Tech and Vegas, and
Yeah, I
now you
saw
got Memphis.
that. Thought that was a very interesting opening game
Yeah,
for
especially if John Gruden's the coach. He
them.
gets to,
Who
gets to go
knows?
back to
For all we know, we still may have Sam Pittman.
yeah,
For all we know.
yeah. That Ole Miss game next week's going to be. It used to be Texas A&M was like, okay, this is the test. But now
Hmm.
it's going to be that Ole Miss game because I'm not saying you got to beat Ole Miss, but you just got to be competitive.
Yeah, you can't let them blow you out of the water.
Yeah, like last year, just throw it all over the yard, Jackson
Hmm.
Dart. So that'll. But this will be the last. Like I told you, when we was talking before the show, this will be the last. Hopefully, the last stress-free weekend watching Razorback football. Because, like I
I
said,
think we got one more easy game left to
I
play
don't.
on
Well,
our schedule.
Mississippi State.
I
I mean, tell you,
mean,
Memphis ain't no pushover.
yeah, but we are used to playing in the Liberty
Yeah,
Bowl,
I
so
know.
we are used to playing in Memphis.
Yeah. Sam Pittman's going to get a
which
statue outside that stadium.
I think the university did mess up on that scheduling with the
Yeah,
renovations. They should have had that game in Fayetteville, not in
yeah.
Memphis.
Well, they're just returning like this Memphis series goes back 30 years of they're just trying to finish it out because a lot of times either Arkansas canceled because of scheduling and all this, so it's a big long process that this whole Memphis game has been. So, but I will shockingly I will be there for the Memphis game. Remember, I said I'll never go to Liberty Bowl, but uh, the reason I'm going is because I don't have to pay for a hotel.
That's
So
always good because
it eases up on the cost, and I don't have to stay in Memphis. So I just have to
hey,
drive an hour to Jonesboro, hour and a half,
that's
or
another
however long it
plus.
is. So I'll go in, watch the game, go eat some good barbecue somewhere, or some good fried chicken, Gus's fried chicken somewhere. We'll find a good eating spot and head on back to Arkansas. But the game is at 4 o'clock, streaming only. So if you don't, it's not going to be on your guide on the dish or direct. Okay, you're going to have to ask somebody young in your family on how to access the game because it is streaming only. ESPN Plus, SEC Plus. So if you have a Hulu, no, was it? If you have a Disney Plus account, or I think Hulu maybe had. I don't know. I just know that I have it. So I don't know how else. However, you may need to get it, but it is streaming only.
Well, I will say that ESPN deal they have for $30 a month is.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're going to watch SEC football, it's actually a pretty good deal for
yeah,
5 months out of the year, whatever you're
yeah.
going to have it.
And with ESPN bought the rights to NFL Network, so maybe you get NFL Red Zone maybe included in the package. I'm not sure,
Well,
but
it's not the same this year. Red Zone's not.
oh yeah,
It's
it
not
will be
commercial free
commercial.
anymore.
Yep, it's just 8 hours of football, not 8 hours of commercial free football. So I don't know how that's going to go.
Well,
But
my
they're in
Cowboys are
a
playing now.
yeah. I was going to check the score because I
It's
saw. Oh
14-7.
man, look at them! How about them Cowboys? Jerry Jones knows what he's doing.
Well, I don't know about that.
I saw somebody got ejected for spitting. I forgot. It popped up on my phone, but I think Jalen Carter, the defensive tackle for the Eagles. But anyways, we appreciate all our sponsors: SeatGeek, Athletic Brewing Company, Fanatics, and Southwest Airlines for hopping on for us for this football season. Uh, Check out the Four Star Sports Media Network for all your college football needs. If it's up to Jonathan, I think we're going to do a recap show this weekend, but well, we'll see. They got you covered from Memphis football as well. Wes does. So the Memphis week, I'm sure we'll do some crossover shows. So that'll be good. But anyway, join us next week as we break down Ole Miss, the Ole Miss Rebels, and the Arkansas Razorbacks. So thanks for tuning in.